Hey buddies, SomeNutzGuy here. Hope you're having an awesome day so far. In this video, we're going to be talking all about the swamps. We're going to give you a swamp guide to help you through what's probably one of the most difficult biomes in Valheim. Not in terms of strength of creatures or anything like that, but just in terms of sort of the strength that you are when you should be arriving here versus kind of the stuff that can be going on. You know, there's a lot of water that can cause issues with stamina, a lot of sort of monsters that can come out of nowhere and really catch you in a tight spot. So there are more difficult biomes in terms of the strength of creatures, but this is one of the most difficult ones in terms of just navigating and you know, not getting cornered, not getting jumped, not getting caught low on stamina in a bad situation, as an example. So we're going to be going through the different enemies that you can face here. We're going to be going through the different resources that you can gain here, and we're going to be going through the type of dungeon that will be available in this biome as well. Alrighty, let's go. So first things first, we're going to start off with the different types of mobs you'll be facing in a swamp. Now, there are two different types of blobs. There's the standard blob and the blob elite, or an oozer, I believe it's called. And yeah, the oozer. And they both have basically the same types of attacks. They hop around aimlessly or hop around towards you, and then they fart out some green gas which poisons you and can actually do a pretty hefty amount of damage. Potions of poison resistance are perhaps something worth bringing into the swamp, as it's really really frustrating to have, you know, 80 health remaining and see that you're being chunked, or say 60 health remaining and see that you have 20 seconds of a 4 damage per second poison, i.e. you're going to die slowly and painfully, and if you don't have a potion of healing or something that's going to help you out there, you are dead. When you kill an oozer, it splits into 2 blobs, so just be aware of that. When you kill an oozer, you're not done with the fight just yet. You got the same skeletons as you'll find in the Black Forest. A couple different varieties, including an archer. Looks like my wraith has gotten out of its little cage. That's unfortunate. So this is a wraith. We'll talk about that now, I guess. This is a wraith, and the wraith kind of floats around, and it can come out of nowhere. Like, these things can really catch you off guard. It can come out of nowhere, and he's knocked me off my podium. Okay. Well, you'll find these around, and they will, yeah, they can come out of nowhere. So just keep your eyes out. Be wary of them. They do hit fairly hard, and they're not that healthy. So yeah. Oh, activated flying. And alright, so we got Draugr here. We have several different types of Draugr. We have standard melee, and we have standard archers, and then we have the Draugr elite, which are the ones with the purple eyes. Now, these guys are very slow, but they're fairly tanky and they can hit somewhat hard. These guys, the Draugr elite, hit very hard, so be wary of those. You've got your Sertlings, which are these little flame dudes. Very, very squishy, do very little damage. They're inaccurate. I mean, they're accurate, but if you move 1 foot to the left or right, then you can dodge their ranged attacks quite easily. These things they feel really pointless. They do almost no damage, and they're really, really squishy. So these, oh yeah, we've also got the leeches. So these guys will be running around or swimming around in the water. These guys can be quite a pain in the ass. Some variants, the 1-star variants, do poison you. These ones I do not believe poison. No, they do poison you. So all leeches will poison you. So lots of poison going on in the swamp. Potion of poison resistance, definitely worth bringing here on your first few occasions. I did die to poison once or twice, and it is very annoying. So these are the mobs that you'll be fighting in the swamp. Let's move ourselves on to the resources that you can gain from being here. There are several valuable resources that you can gain from a swamp, and one of them, which at first, you know, you don't really know why it has a value at first. And again, I'm not going to be quite explaining this just yet because it's more of a later item that you'll be picking up. But this gook sack can be farmed for gook, and it's used for a number of things. You saw I just unlocked a green banner. But there's also some stuff later down the line, which I'll probably be talking about in different videos. But gook, these green sack things, you can mine them off trees, or you can get them off trees with an axe. And if you want to get the ones that are higher up, you can just build yourself some stairs and get up to those higher up ones. So that's gook. Gookie. You also have ancient bark, which comes from these ancient looking trees. You knock these down as you would any other tree, and you get ancient bark. Ancient bark is used in a few different things. It's just the sort of next tier of wood. It's just the swamp tier of wood. You can also gain thistles like you can in the Black Forest. I'm not sure if there's any nearby here. Again, thistles are good to grab because they're good for certain foods and things like that. So if you see thistles, definitely a good idea to grab them. Let's move on to the next resource that we can find in here, which will be scrap iron. Scrap iron can be found in a sunken temple. I've actually done a video on how to get iron entirely separately. So I'll put that in the top right corner for you. I've done a guide on pretty much how to find most of the different metals in the game so far. So if you're looking for any of those, feel free to jump in the channel and find the specific video for the specific metal that you're looking for. But the sunken temple, or the sunken crypts, which are these things over here, are where you can find your scrap iron. Alright, moving on to the next resource. Here we are. This is one of the key resources that you're going to want to find in the swamp, which is turnip seeds. They look very much like the carrot seeds, except yellow instead of white. And these, obviously you only need one turnip seed plant to be able to start your own turnip farm. Turnip stew is a fantastic food for this stage of the game. So keep an eye out for the turnip seed plants, as they are pretty rare. They're quite rare. I've only found a few out in the wild. So keep your eye out for these, and if you see them, definitely make a point to grab them. The creatures in the swamp biome can also drop a few useful things. So let's use our handy kill command. We're using the sort of poor man's creative command mode in here. I'll probably make a video on how to use this mode so that you guys can maybe do your own things in the creative mode as well. And we're going to kill these guys. Kill command, which allows us to then see what all these guys drops. Now these oozy guys drop this ooze, which can be used for a couple of things, but not hugely useful to have loads of. Bone scraps from the skeletons, of course. Now we've got entrails from the Draugr, which are used to make sausages. Yes, you make sausages out of the entrails of Draugr. I don't know if it's the best idea. You've also got the Sertlings, which can drop coal and Surtling Cores, so that's a good way to get... Hey, I just noticed. I was searching for ages for turnip seeds, and I was the one just chilling right here. That's so funny. The Wraith will also drop a chain. Now, chains are used for forge upgrades. The Wraith, the flying thing that we talked about. And the Leeches will drop blood bags. So the Leeches drop blood bags, which are good for a few different things as well. So these are the different resources that you can gather in the swamp biomes, and you can also get an abundance of amber, pearls, and gold from sunken temples as well. As a little side note on the Sertlings, they actually spawn around these sort of flame gazers, and as you've just witnessed, they die instantly if they touch water. So that can be a sneaky way that you can get yourself Surtling Cores and coal. But what I actually wanted to show you is this over here. I mentioned it very briefly earlier, but these sunken crypts is what they're called. And these will require a swamp key to open. And once you've then opened that, you can enter the depths of the sunken crypt. And that's where you're going to be finding a lot of scrap iron, lots of oozes, and lots of Draugr enemies in there as well. So these are quite interesting, randomly generated. You're going to have to mine through muddy scrap piles, which deliver iron, to get from room to room, and then loot the individual rooms. There's a few spawners, there's lots of enemies. Be careful when you go in there. Alrighty guys, hope you enjoyed. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, consider subscribing. And I have actually been playing Valheim on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/SomeNutzGuy, quite frequently. It would be a pleasure to see some of you guys there. We go live 1 o'clock most days. And yeah man, hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out. Take care.